go on a fantastic relic hunt out in the middle of this field. And there used to be an old home site here that was owned by a very wealthy person during the 1700s. This gentleman was a strong supporter of the American Revolution, and his home site and this whole area was where the Continental Army, major hub during the American Revolution. They were furnished with supplies and they were supported right here in the middle of this field. Stay tuned to see what we find off of this 1700 site. So on this hunt on the 1700 site, we're going to be running the Minelab Manticore. And the Manticore is going to be set up in running all-terrain low conductors. We're going to be running our sensitivity at 19. We're going to be using the M9 coil, which is the smaller, thinner coil. And it does very great on separation. It's really good in iron and in contaminated dirt, and really makes this machine really light with that M9 coil. So I'm going to be running the M9 coil, and we're going to see what we can find with the Minelab Manticore. We're going to be running our custom ferrous limits. If you want to know what those custom ferrous limits are, you can check out our video on the channel, which tells you what those custom ferrous limits are and why we use those custom ferrous limits, because it opens up this machine just enough to where we get rid of some of that falsing, and we can tell the difference between good targets and bad targets in contaminated dirt that's mixed with iron. So again, we love those custom ferrous limits. We love all-terrain low conductors. We love running the sensitivity down a little bit low. We don't run the machine extremely hot, and it is really deep, even at a sensitivity of 19. So stay tuned. Can't wait for you guys to see what we find on this hunt, and we'll catch you on our next adventure. Stay tuned for the video.
We got a 35 here, center line on the Minelab Manticore. Let's see what we get. 35. I like a 35. See if we get something good here. $36 now, and let's see what we got. And we got us a button. We got us a button. Looks like there might be some design on this one. This looks like there's I don't know. It's definitely got a lot of design on the outside portion of it. You can see where the shank is, but definitely a different type of button. Manticore locked in right off the bat on it. And there you go. So we start off the day. Okay, we got a 21-22. We just opened up this hole. We haven't gotten it out yet. So let's see what we get here. Sounds like it could be a button, but and look at that. Is it? Not real sure. Looks like we got some design on this of some sort. Looks like a piece of brass. Can't tell what it is, but it's definitely got a little bit of marking on it. So not real sure. Maybe half of a button. It's broken off. and then that was mixed in there with it as well. So the Manticore definitely did a good job recognizing there was a non-ferrous target there. And then we got, I don't know if this is a piece of a nail or a piece of lead, but looks like a piece of a nail now. So that was mixed together, and the Manticore definitely did a good job of identifying. Okay guys, we got a 14-15 here on the Manticore. Center line, could be a piece of lead, could be a nice little button though too. So let's dig it out and see what we get here. See if we can don't hear it. Don't hear it. Must have turned it. Must be in the bottom of the hole. Let's see if we can find it. We were playing around, and looks like we got a piece of a broken button. A pewter button at that. Don't think I see anything on it, but yeah, piece of a pewter button. So again, that would have been nice if that one were complete, but you can see it's been run over with the plow. There's the shank, you can see it on the back, and there we go. All right, we'll keep on. There's still some targets out here. Okay, we got a 2829 here with the Manticore. Let me turn it. I don't know that I don't have my volume down. Now y'all hear it. So sorry I didn't have the volume on the first few digs. We got a 2829 here, and sounds like a button. Let's hope it is. Disappeared. Must be in the bottom of the hole. Let's hope. There it is. Right there. Hopefully we got it. And we do. And we got us another button. Still got a little, it's got a jewel in it. Check that out. Oh, wow. This button's got a little jewel in it. It looks like it's a little, a shirt button maybe. But it's got a jewel in it. Check that jewel out, guys. And this rang up a 2829 on the Minelab Manticore. But yeah, this button's got a jewel in it. That is so cool. Again, 1700 site. We know we've dug a couple of things from the 1800s out of this site, but most of it's been Colonial and early 1800s, late 1700s. So I'm assuming that this is probably in the same range, maybe a little bit later, but this has got a little small jewel in the middle of the button. That one is really cool. I've never seen one like that before. So we'll take that. That's a good find there. So we'll keep after it. We've dug 3 buttons already, and we've only been out here 15 minutes. So we're on a hot streak. I will say this, it has rained here, so this has made this ground light up a little easier on these buttons because it was really dry the last time I was out here. So again, soil conditions definitely can change things for you, and you can end up with some spectacular finds when that soil gets damp, and it can really electrify those finds and help you identify those targets a little better. So let's hope that's going to be the case today. We're off to a hot start, so we'll keep after it. We'll catch you on our next one, and check that out. Little small jewel right in the middle of this small little cuff button, shirt button. All right, guys, we got a 1718 here. Doesn't sound really deep. It's ringing up on the center line on the Manticore. So let's see what we get here. This one's pretty loud too, so I don't think it was deep. I hear a little bit of iron, but it could be iron underneath it. So let's see what we get here. And we got us a, I don't know what this is. I thought it might be a button at first. Huh. Guys, I don't know what this is. This is a part of a button. All right, I'll have to clean it up. It looks like there could possibly be something on it. My eyes could be playing tricks. It's a pewter, part of a pewter button that's been cut, is what it looks like. So let me check this out really good. If it's something spectacular or something that I need to put back up, we will, but it is. It's part of a pewter button. It's exactly what it is. Okay, we got a one that's pretty unique here. I don't know if you guys can see the screen, but there's two targets. One in the upper ferrous and one close to the center line. And then there's one that's sort of bleeding when I turn on it. Now this could easily be a piece of lead, but it could also be a button. And of course we've already dug a bunch of buttons out of this one area, so we're not gonna walk by this one. So now we got a 23. We don't have a perfect circle. So let's see what this is. I think it's gonna be a piece of trash if the Manticore is right. And it's definitely a piece of lead. Piece of lead there. So let's see what else is in here. Let's see if there's anything else. That was it. Okay, I didn't film this one because I really didn't think it was going to be much. But it is an interesting one. Look at that. That's the back of a button. Probably a very old one. You can see the shank standing up on probably a nice tomback button. Is what I believe that was. Look at the shank on that. So that'll tell you that was probably a pretty good sized button. And yeah, that popped up a 1920 on the Minelab Manticore. And you guys can see it there. But the M9 coil definitely locked in on it. And again, that would have been a nice button if we could find the whole thing, especially with that big shank like that. But there you go. Nice back of a button with the shank standing up on it. And it's a pretty cool find as well. Okay, we got a 17, 16, 14. Really low numbers, but some of these buttons will ring up in that range. So you can't take a chance, you gotta dig them. Let's see what we got here. And then they disappear on you because they're usually really small targets. All right, let's see if we can find it. I think it's in the middle of the hole. We got something. It's a little small piece of lead. Starting to get hot out here, guys. Got a 23 here. Let's see what we get. We just threw this dirt out of the hole. And we got us a button. Tom back button. Look how big that one is. Had a big old shank on the back of it. A little small. A little bit smaller than a dime size button. Don't see anything on it. Still a nice one, and we'll take it. Tom back button. Rang up 28, 29, 23. It was in that range. And we got it out of the hole. Wish it had something on it, but I don't see anything. Don't see anything. But there you go. Nice little tom back. We got a 13, 14 near the center line. It goes all the way up to 20. I think it's a piece of trash because it's bleeding a little bit on that center line with the Manticore. But we're gonna dig it and see what it is. Now it's above the center line. It's not showing up as being round. So that makes me think it's gonna be trash. And it is. It's the dreaded shotgun shell hole. Got 35, 36, 37, 40, 42 this way. We're gonna dig this. I'm not really sold on this one, even though the audio sounds really good. It's not showing up that good on the screen. Now it's showing up a 58, but I could get fooled. Let's see if I got fooled. And that is why. It's an old piece of tin all wadded up. Okay guys, we got looks like a 25, 26. Not totally sure on this one, but it's got some pretty good audio to it. So let's dig it. Again, we're not gonna bypass all those signals. That would be crazy, especially where we are. See, now it sounds weird, which makes me think it's junk. But let's see. And it is junk. Piece of aluminum or trash. Check this signal out, guys. We got a 33, 34. Let's turn on it a little bit. It could be trash, but I don't know. This one's got me, it's got me curious. So we're gonna dig it. It's not necessarily ringing up perfectly circular. Sounds like it's got a little bit of iron mixed in with it too. I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but it does have a little bit of iron. But again, it could be a mixed target. So let's see what we get here. And we got us a button. That's a nice button. High quality button at that. So, but I did hear some iron mixed in with it, which makes me think it's a mixed target for sure. Trying to see if I see anything on it. I don't believe I do, but we'll clean this one up. This one's got a lot of corrosion on it. And these buttons, it's a nice old pewter. It looks like it might have some design on the outside, but we'll check that out. So that one came up ringing loud, and we'll check it out, clean it up. If we have anything on it, we'll show it to you guys. But definitely a nice one. We'll take that. This one's got a good sound to it. Y'all listen. 35, 36. Painting in the center line. Now we could get fooled, and but that one, I don't know. That one's got a pretty good sound to it, and a good target trace. It's still ringing up 36, solid in the center, which makes me think this is going to be a button of some sort. And it is. It is a button. Nice small cuff button, maybe. Shirt button, I think is what you call these. I'm not real sure on that. Trying to see if there's anything on this. It's definitely pewter, so it's an early one at that. And again, nice thick button too. Y'all can see how thick that button is. Definitely early colonial period. And here we go. Another button. We'll take that. And again, this is a 1700s home site. We think it could possibly be a camp as well during the Revolutionary War, as we found some Revolutionary War buttons. It's not too far from the river, so this would have been a great location for them to possibly camp. There's a water source nearby, and of course there's pottery and brick all out in this field. So we just keep finding things out here. This was a pretty big and active site during the late 1700s, early 1800s for sure. So, all right, let's see what else we can find. We're having a ball out here. It's a little warm, but it looks like the clouds might be rolling in, and hopefully that's gonna cool things down. Maybe we can hunt a little bit. Guys, this was interesting. So I just looked down at the ground, and look what this is. It's a button. Looks like it might have been a ball button, possibly. You guys can see it there. I wonder if this had some design on it at one point. Definitely looks like it did, but it's been exposed. But yeah, part of maybe a ball button, possibly. And it's been cut with the plow. Half of it was sunk in the ground, and the other half was sticking out of the ground. So yeah, it was laying right on top of the ground. Okay, could this be what we were looking for? 71, 72. Center line, let's pray to God it's not a piece of aluminum or a piece of trash. Oh wow, I haven't heard that in a while out here. 70, 71, 72. Could it be? 72, 73, painting on the center line. Come on, let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, it wasn't a coin, but it is a small buckle. Nice little small buckle here. Boy, that had us. We were really hoping that would be something really cool. But we'll take a buckle. Again, another little artifact. Ringing up high, 71, 72 on the Manticore with M9. Okay guys, we got a 26, 25 right here. Could be something good. could be a nice pewter button, maybe. Let's see if we can get it out here. See if we... Solid 25, 26. Okay, let's see what we get here. We got it, and yes, it's a button. It's a small one. That's why we were struggling with it. Another small button, flat button. Brass, not pewter. Nice patina to it as well. Nothing on it. But yeah, it was laying right there. So again, that one was a hard one to find. These little small ones can play havoc sometimes. Right, we got a squeaker here. Now this could be iron. It's ringing up a 58, 59. It could be deep iron. But we're gonna check it out. See if we can make it change the way it sounds. It sounds like it's pretty deep. Now it's a 50, 55. But there's some iron mixed in with it. Makes me think that it's a piece of iron, which I think that's what it is. We'll find out in a few seconds. With it squeaking like that. And there's the iron. Let's see what's still, see if there's anything. Nope. So let's see what kind of big iron it was that was causing all those. There it is. It looks like an old pocket knife. That's what it looks like. That's exactly what it is. Old pocket knife. Okay.
Thank you.